Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new weekly writing vlog. So it has been a minute. Hi, hello, welcome back. So I knew that I was going to be taking a writing break and a vlogging break in December because that's what I usually do. I like to take breaks in December, enjoy the holiday season, but I was planning on doing like at least one vlog where I reread my Christmas novel, just like a fun little festive writing vlog. Obviously that did not happen. So basically I got COVID in December, so that took me out for a while. Then my family had COVID and then it was Christmas and I was not feeling that great because we couldn't have our regular Christmas. I also recently started antidepressants for the first time, so that's also been messing me up a little bit. So it's just been kind of like one bad thing after the other, preventing me from feeling motivated to pick up the camera or even write at all. So yeah, I didn't end up doing any writing in December, and then I didn't really do any writing in January. But I did just want to like start off this writing vlog, talk about what I'm going to be working on in February and going forward. So I don't have like too many 2023 writing goals. I basically just want to revise another novel kind of to completion, I guess. I just want to revise a whole lot, and I also kind of want to draft a new book in NaNoWriMo this year, but I don't really know what that's going to be yet. I currently like have a few ideas in the back burner, kind of brewing, stewing up in my brain, but I don't really know which one I want to work on, or I have no idea. So we'll see what happens when November comes, and maybe I'll have a completely new idea. I do not know. But what I am focusing on right now are revisions. So in January, I decided to sit down and write query letters for two of my drafted novels. So we have AMS, which is the book that I drafted in November, and then we have What You Mean to Me, which is the book that I drafted in July Camp NaNoWriMo of last year. So yeah, I drafted two novels last year and I didn't know which one I wanted to work on next. So I figured writing a rough draft of a query letter for both of them would basically help me evaluate the plots, decide which characters I was most drawn to, which plot I was most drawn to, just which project I felt like needed my attention first. I also sent the query letters to a couple of my writing friends and they helped me decide the next project I was going to work on as well. So the project I've decided to work on first this year is What You Mean to Me. So this is my YA contemporary romance. It's inspired very loosely by Starstruck, the Disney Channel original movie, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I basically just wanted to write a story about a celebrity and a normal person falling in love, but then it morphed into something different. So it's not truly like a Starstruck retelling or anything, it's just inspired loosely. It has the same vibes, but it mainly just has like a bunch of Easter eggs to Starstruck, which I'm obsessed with. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be working on this month. But I haven't done anything besides writing those query letters in January, and now it's currently February 2nd, and it's time to start working. I've kind of had like a bit of a hectic week, so I haven't done anything yet, which is why I'm starting this vlog on a Thursday, and I'll just combine it with the days of next week. But yeah, so I have my bullet journal here, my 2023 bullet journal. I just did a flip through of this on my channel if you would like to check it out and see what my 2023 spreads look like, as well as my January spreads. You will get a little peek into my February spreads for this month. They are like loosely based off To All the Boys I've looked before, and they are so cute. But we're only going to be looking at the writing spreads today. So we have my writing goals and then my tracker for the reread that I'm going to be doing of What You Mean to Me. So I basically always start my revision process by rereading the most current draft, the most recent draft of the book. So What You Mean to Me only has one draft. Like I said, I wrote it in July of Camp NaNoWriMo last year, and so that's the only draft that I have. It's a very short draft. It's only like 41,000 words, I think. So I'm an underwriter most of the time, and so this book is the smallest draft I've ever written. Usually my drafts are at least 50k because I normally write them during November NaNoWriMo. However, this one I decided to do in July and I wasn't aiming for 50k. So once the book was done, I was like, okay, I can move on now. So I need to do a reread of this book, and I'm not anticipating it taking too long since it is such a short draft. But what I'm going to do is reread the novel, and then I always take notes in the corresponding journal that I have associated for the novel. So this is my Tim What You Mean to Me journal. So I'm going to take notes in here while I read the draft, taking notes of things that I think are working, things I'm liking, scenes that I like, dialogue that I like whatever, just things that I'm enjoying in the draft. But then obviously I also mainly focus on things that are not working, things that either need to be improved, rewritten, taken out of the book, expanded upon. And I know that this book, like I said, is very underwritten and needs a lot of work. book. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of notes taken during this reread. Hoping that some ideas will be sparked while I'm reading it, because the reason why it's so underwritten in the first place is because I couldn't think of enough things to put in the fun and games. Like, my brain just wasn't computing, it wasn't working. So I'm hoping that that will change while I reread, since I've now had like 7 months to think about it. So hopefully I can take some good productive notes to help me in the revision process. I did a video last year of my entire revision process, so if you'd like to hear more about that and kind of what the next steps into this process will be like over the coming weeks or months or whatever, then I will link that up above in the cards for you to check out. But the next step that I'm going to be doing in February is brainstorming the revisions so that I can come up with a revision plan. So I don't know if I want to do like more of like a full rewrite situation. I don't think so. Or if I want to take it chunk by chunk, or if I want to do it focusing on characters and then focusing on plot and then piecing it all together. I don't know how I'm going to want to approach this. I don't know if I'm going to want to write a whole new outline for the book. I was kind of thinking that maybe I would write the outline like taking scene by scene what is currently in the draft and then adding in new scenes, new details in bold, and then I'll like copy and paste it chapter by chapter into a new document, which is what I typically do in revisions. I don't know if this only makes sense to my brain, so I apologize, but I just need to come up with a revision plan. I need to come up with the changes and the additions that I will be making to this book. So I don't actually want to do any of the revising this month. I just kind of want to focus on like the prepping stages before I revise. So the next thing I have on my writing goals is to take the character profiles that I wrote in here. I just have a bunch of loose leaf paper in here and a bunch of character profiles are in here. So what I want to do is take those, copy them into this journal right here. I just printed out some pictures of my characters and things like that that I will be putting into this middle section of the notebook, and I'm very excited to kind of go over the character profiles, see if anything needs expanding. So I'm sure there's a couple of characters in there that are quite sparse. I know that there's like a few characters in the book that just like don't make appearances. We don't once see my main character's parents, and I'd like to rectify that. I'm very excited to do the character profiles because I always love the aesthetic little way that they look in here. Already I'm obsessed with this journal because like there's a 50s diner, and I did like this cute whole like 50s diner theme page about what it looks like and stuff, and like what the importance is, like all the world building details and such. So anyways, that's kind of the plan for February. So I'm going to start the reread tomorrow, I think. We'll see how I feel. My sleeping schedule has been really weird recently, so hopefully I will be able to wake up at a decent time, feel motivated enough. Maybe I'll do the reread at night. I have no idea. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys are excited about this vlog. I hope you're happy that they are back. I know I am. I've definitely missed filming them, but obviously can't film them if I'm not writing. So that's a problem. But I hope you guys are excited. So I will update you guys tomorrow when I'm doing the reread. updated vocally in quite a few days, so I apologize for that, but at least you got some b-roll before this. But yeah, so I did finish the reread, as you guys saw, for What You Mean to Me yesterday, which was really exciting. I'm really happy about it. I did take a lot of notes in my novel journal on my thoughts on every single chapter, ideas that came to me as I was reading, and then at the end when I finished, I did like overall final thoughts on how I felt about the book, and everything that I kind of thought prior to this reread rang true when I finished the reread. All the issues that I knew the book had were definitely there. And I think I've mentioned this already maybe, but this book only came out to be like 41,000K. I think it's like 41,500 and something, so it's a very short draft. I really badly underwrote it, but I'm not that mad about it, because what ended up happening is everything that is in the book is going to stay in the book. I find often with first drafts I have to do like a complete rewrite or complete overhaul of the book in order to like get to that second draft stage, because my books are just not good in the first draft. But as I was reading, I was like, I'm pretty sure every scene that is here is important and needs to be here, just with obvious editing and revisions going through it. That's really great. So now all I need to do is think of things to add into the book to bulk it up and to improve things, because as I knew going into this, the fun and games beat is severely lacking, and that's definitely the part that I need to figure out the most. I think the beginning of the book is relatively strong. I know I want to add in a few scenes in there, and then we only see the other main character, Christopher. We only see his mom, we don't see his dad, and he has the most tension and like problems with his dad, so I also feel like we need to see him a couple of times, so those need to be added in. But the beginning of the book is solid for what it is, but does need some additions in there. And then the ending of the book is also relatively solid, with maybe the addition of a few scenes as well. So overall, for what is actually there, I'm happy with it. It's just a matter of me coming up with more content to put in the book, which was my issue originally when I was drafting it. So I might need to have a brainstorming session with somebody. But that brings me to kind of right now and what we're doing. So after I finished the book yesterday and I did my final thoughts, I sat down with myself and started to do a little bit of brainstorming for draft 2. I find whenever I'm like stuck or like needing to figure something out, the best way for me to figure it out is to just sit down with myself and just talk aloud, because I find if I just talk through it aloud with myself, like my brain will like make connections better than if I was just sitting there trying to think of something. It's just a way for me to like get my thoughts rolling a little bit better. So I ended up doing that. I was also like trying to figure out like next steps and like what I wanted to do and like what I needed to figure out, and that lent me to doing some actual story brainstorming. So I have a couple of things here that I need to think about to add into the story. I actually need to hurry up this clip because my friend is coming to get me, which brings me to what I was about to talk about, is that normally me and my best friend hang out on Wednesdays and we go like watch movies, we play games, we just like talk. Oh my god, she's texting me. She was gonna leave and I said I'm not really ready. So she said okay, let me know, because she literally just lives on the same street as me, so she would get here in like 2 seconds. Anyways, so she ended up texting me yesterday and said, hey, I don't think I can hang out this week, I have a lot of studying to do. And me not wanting to miss out on my weekly hangout with my friend was like, hey, why don't I just like save my work for the evening and you can study and I can write or I can read, and that way we're still like together and in each other's presence, but like we're still getting work done. So she agreed to do that as long as I promised to like actually be productive, because we have tried this before and we ended up just talking for hours. So I'm going to be on my best behavior today and I'm going to get work done. So we're gonna go to Tim Hortons. We are going to get some work done. I'm gonna get a hot chocolate and I'm very excited about it. I have a to-do list written out on my phone of all the things that I want to try to figure out today, or possible things that I can work on today. I wanted multiple things to kind of think about in case I got bored with one or didn't want to work on one. I would have something else that I could fall back on so that I wouldn't distract my friend from her studying, because obviously that's very important. But yeah, so we're gonna leave in a minute here, obviously, since she was texting me, but normally she's the one running late, but today it's me. So I thought I would pack my bag with you guys because why not? I'm very excited about this. So obviously we have the laptop because I need to reference the book, possibly reference the outline, do some research. So I already got like my wallet and stuff in there. So now it's just time to put the laptop and all the writing supplies in there. So then after my laptop, obviously I need my writing folder with all my like notes and stuff on loose leaf paper, and my novel journal. Very important things. I have these for every single novel that I write. Cannot do anything without them pretty much. So in you go. And then also obviously I need my charger for my laptop because my battery life sucks because I constantly just have it plugged in, which is not good, but that's just, you know, what has happened. And then I also have my mouse because I hate using the touchpad thingy. And then obviously I need some pens. I've also got my headphones in here as well. I also will be bringing my camera. Obviously I'm filming on it so I can't do that, but I have a case here from my parents' old camera that I put it in to keep it safe. So I'll also be bringing this because hopefully I'm going to get some b-roll while we are there. I'm very washed out. Let's not do that. How long was I like that? I'm so sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna go. We're actually gonna go in our pajamas. So I need to get changed into pajamas because why not? We go everywhere in pajamas. So I'm excited. Oh, no, I forgot. I'm going to bring a book with me as well in case I get tired of working. So I'm going to be bringing Ace of Spades with me because I was listening to this as an audiobook and then I wasn't really enjoying the narrators for some reason. Like I just wasn't connecting to the story in the way that I wanted to. So I ended up getting the book physically from the library, but I haven't picked it up since. I'm only on page 94. So I would like to get more of this read because me and Alyssa are doing a 24-hour readathon tomorrow evening, and it's for like romance books. So I kind of just need something to like read in the meantime until I jump into those romance books. Okay, so now it's time to go to Tim Hortons. It is now the next day. I was too tired yesterday by the time we got home to update you guys, but I'm going to quickly update you on what I managed to do while me and my friend were at Tim Hortons yesterday. It was super productive, lots of fun. We want to do that more often because it's just nice to get out of the house to do something. So I managed to go through draft 1 again and just write down the whole book scene by scene just so I can have like a quick glance at everything, and so I can maybe look at it and see very quickly where I want to like insert new scenes. So this will help me write a new outline for the revision. I've done this before and it's been really helpful, so I'm excited that I got that done. And then what I also did was come up with some names for some characters, some like really small background characters. And honestly, I started with this and I took way too much time to find character names and like find their like roles in the story. Basically I was doing my love interest's backup band, all their characters, because they're not that important to the story, like they don't have a lot of page time, so I needed to figure out like what role they played in the band. And then I was spending a lot of time finding pictures that I felt correlated with names, and paper just fell out. So I was doing a lot of that, and so I found names and everything that I like, but it's always really hard to name background characters because it's like you don't want to use names that you absolutely adore because like you might want to use them for like a more main character in a different book. So it's like you have to choose names that you like but that you're not obsessed with because you don't want to waste the name. Because I found a name I really loved and I was like, I might use that for a character in a different book. Don't know what book yet, but I know I don't want to use it for just kind of like a throwaway character that you're only going to see and like properly hear about once. So that was really hard. And then I'm like, I don't want to pick pictures, like inspiration pictures that I adore, because then I can't use it again. So it was a very tedious process. Did not enjoy it, but I'm happy with the names that I came up with. I think I'm satisfied with the fact that I will never be able to use them again. So there's that. Some of them might not even be named. I have no idea, okay? I haven't written those parts yet, but I'm happy with the progress that I got done. I probably could have done more, but honestly it was kind of late, and so I ended up just reading instead. So I did read some of Ace of Spades, but yeah, so that's all I did. I'm not going to do anything, I don't think, for the next couple of days because I'm doing a readathon, so I will check back in with you guys maybe again later. I don't know.